What is up, our fans? I'm Tommy from Z&D Comics, and welcome to my review of Season 3, Episode 12, Uprising. So, Oliver Queen finally makes his return in this episode, but I'm going to start out from the beginning. Yes, I'll be giving away major spoilers throughout this entire review, so if you haven't seen the episode, come back and watch it after you watch the episode. So, the first part I want to talk about is why Malcolm Merlyn joined the League of Assassins. We have gotten no flashbacks of Oliver Queen in this episode. They were all focused on Malcolm Merlyn, and we find out that he joined the League because his wife was murdered. He ends up killing the person who killed his wife, but that did no justice for him, so apparently he heard of the League of Assassins. I don't know how the hell you randomly hear the League of Assassins, but he heard of them. He somehow tracked them down. That part was really vague, which was kind of annoying. It's like, so Malcolm Merlyn just randomly joined the League of Assassins. Now, it makes sense, like, he was angry that his wife was killed, and he obviously has that personality type where he just needs revenge, and he ends up joining the League of Assassins. So that's pretty much all we get to see. But then we find out that Danny, the Brickwell, pretty much the main villain so far in, like, the second half of Season 3, we find out that he was the one who killed Merlyn's wife, and he only killed Merlyn's wife. It was his first kill ever, which was pretty cool because he's using the same gun to kill all the people, so it was kind of like memorial for him. It was like, wow, that's like the first person I ever killed, and he only killed her to join a gang, so Merlyn was pissed off that happened, and it was pretty interesting, and it tied the story together to find out that Danny the Brickwell was the actual killer of Merlyn's wife. So now you think about it, he's like, wow, I based my whole life off of me, like that I thought I got revenge for my wife, but I didn't, so that kind of changed his whole life right there. Black Canary and Arsenal gather up an army of all the people of the Glades to fight off Brickwell and his gang. It works out pretty well, and that is finally when we get to see Oliver Queen return back into badass mode, and we find out that Merlyn is the one that ends up taking down Brick. Not Oliver, not Arsenal, not Black Canary. Now, what was the best part about this episode, I gotta say, was seeing Ted Grant, aka Wildcat, literally put the best beating we have gotten to see on Brickwell throughout so far in these past few episodes. I mean, Arsenal beat the crap out of him, Canary tried, but none of them did a good beating. But Ted Grant, damn, you are one hell of a badass. And in the middle of his fight, he's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm Wildcat. I was like, you know what? I want to see more of this character. I want to see more of him right now. Hopefully he can end up training, Black Canary. I thought we were going to get more of that, but hopefully we get to see that because Ted Grant was so awesome this episode. He almost took down. He almost completely took down Brickwell, but he didn't. Who took down Brickwell was Malcolm frickin' Merlyn. It was badass. He was about to shoot him. He's like, I need this revenge, yada, yada, yada. It all ties back into why he joined the League. But that's when Oliver comes back. He's like, don't do this. And we get to see that Oliver sort of takes the pride in, like, he took down Brickwell, yada, yada, yada. He's the image of the city. And he gives an emotional speech. It's all over the news. He's saying, I'm sorry I was gone, but I will not leave the city ever again. I am your savior, yada, yada, yada. It was pretty cool. I love that part. That and the Ted Grant part, which is probably, those two parts made this episode. Seeing Wildcat in action and seeing Oliver Queen make that speech was like, yep, you know what? This show was pretty damn good, and this episode was fantastic. I give it a 7 out of 10, okay? A 7 out of 10. It could have been better, to be honest, but I mean, there's a few problems I had. The first one would have to be that we